Okay, let's get this party started. Can somebody knock a spoon on a glass out there? Call people in? And are we already streaming to our virtual participants? But the thing is, the people who didn't get the Vimeo link right don't have the Vimeo link to hear me now, so. Okay, that would be great. All right, well, this is exciting. Some of us are still trying to remember how to run a conference, but I think it's coming together. You're all here, so something's working. That's wonderful. So we have about the same number of participants online, I hope, right now. How many people are on Vimeo, do you see? Well, Jochen will shout out in a minute. So it's a pretty amazing agenda. I don't have so much science before I hand it off, but I have a few things I'd like to start with to kick it off. So the first thing I want to do is acknowledge that the land on which we're meeting today has for thousands of years been the traditional land of the Huron-Wendat, the Seneca, and the Mississaugas of the Credit. So today it's home to indigenous people from across Turtle Island, which is a name for North America or Earth. And we are grateful to have the opportunity to meet on this land. And I think it's especially important to take a moment and reflect on the fact that there's a dark history of eugenics. And we want to ensure, especially given that we're talking about genetics in this meeting, that we proceed with respect and with inclusion and in partnership, respecting peoples of diverse ancestry and culture. So thank you. And I just want to ask that we have a positive environment throughout the meeting. And so we want, we want people to be respectful and welcoming and inclusive. And of course, we won't tolerate discrimination, disrespectful behavior, sexual harassment, or violence. This should go without saying, but I want to make sure I said it. Then I'd like to make sure that we respect each other's differences in risk and risk tolerances and wear masks. I'm going to take my mask off while I speak, so maybe you can understand me more clearly, and feel free to take it off when you're eating and drinking, of course. So a little bit of housekeeping. So as you'll notice, we're going to combine pre-recorded videos, live talks, and anytime there's a live talk other than the poster pitches I'll mention in a minute, there'll be a live Q&A session. And for the in-person talks, we're going to alternate between questions from the online audience, if there are any, and from you. And so just, we're trying to run this a little differently as a hybrid meeting, and we'll see how it goes. It's an experiment, but we hope we really want to make this work for you and for the online participants. And so virtual participants, please post your questions in the Vimeo chat. And we have an online moderator, Daniel this morning, thank you, is going to represent the online audience and read out questions. We'll alternate between online and in person in the Q&A session. We're pretty excited about our online GatherTown poster hall. So this should be linked to from the program. And if you have any troubles, email this email here, MSS22@varianteffect.org. But the poster hall is now open, and it's really cool. And shout out to Jochen who set this up. You wander around, it's cool, and especially I hope it works already starting this morning for the virtual participants who can wander around in this virtual space with their avatar and interact with each other and have sidebar conversations and hopefully make some connections around the world like we're doing here today. So I hope that you'll all respond to the after-meeting survey to make this better. The other thing I wanted to say is that if you see gaps in the program, it's not just buffer time to catch up. We actually are going to play poster pitches. We have, I think, 30-something one-minute pre-recorded talks to convince you to come to the GatherTown poster session, so that'll be fun. Here's the GatherTown, a picture of the GatherTown hall. It's cool, check it out. And the posters are already live, as I said. Okay, so I get to stand up here and welcome you all, and it's very exciting, but I have to acknowledge there's a lot of people who put a lot of work into this behind the scenes and right now. So just want to give a shout out to everybody who's put in a lot of work starting a year ago to think about this. Okay, and huge shout out to our generous sponsors. So our platinum sponsors, Illumina and Deep Genomics, and our gold sponsor, CFAR. Actually, Deep Genomics and CFAR are right upstairs in the tower behind me. And then our silver sponsors, thank you, Octant, Medicine by Design, Invitae, Twist. They have a booth out here. Please go see them. And Ambry Genetics. And I believe there are people, I saw Sri here from Octant, and Rashid is here from Ambry. And I think we have people here from Invitae. And so please, wander around, say hello to our sponsors, and thank them if you would. And of course, thanks to our academic partners. Atlas of Variant Effects has been kind of the focal point of these meetings, both here and previously when they've been held in Seattle. And so thank you to the Seattle crew for setting the meeting free from Seattle. It's been great there, and we're excited to have it here. And we'll say more about the next meeting, which will jump again across the Atlantic. So. And Welcome Sanger is going to host next year. We'll say more about that. Brotman Beatty has been very generous. The CMAP Center, led by Doug Fowler here, has been very generous. So thanks, everybody.